Yes, we are continuing our model on the window part. Friends, from this part here, I want to open my window by saying 50 centimeters from this part and then saying 20. I said 220s. I brought the advertisement from this part to that part, and I need to leave it in the part that says on face by cutting this part. Look, I left it on face like this, but see, it didn't cut, it didn't apply the effect. By selecting this part again, it needs to cut on face. Yes, this is my model. From here, I'm deleting this part, friends. These in this part. Let's see how many parts is my window. I have a 3-part window, friends. I had shown the divide command, if you remember. Look, I selected it. From here, I say divide. I divided it into 3 parts. Look, I pulled it to the left, the mouse. I have divided it into 3 parts. Then from view, I went to the toolbar command, opened this Nikam power bar section here. I will give these to you. You will download them. In this part, I selected the product. And by selecting here, I made a bit of a mistake. Friends, let's select these again because I left it halfway. I selected one part and this part, and I closed it. Then by double-clicking on Control, I select these. By right-clicking, I select the command named Letters Marker. Friends, let's call this part here gray. Let it be gray. Let's make this class. When I say, okay, look, it created my window there, friends. I hold this and drop it here. As you can see, this is the process. When I look like this, I have completed this process as well. As you can see, it looks quite high quality and very nice. If you want, I mentioned it at the beginning. With the window, if you want to work on it in detail, friends, look at this part here, for example. If you want to make a part more detailed, you use the offset command. Then if you want to add a detail here, you take this part 2.5 cm more to this side, and you will have created a frame part inside, on this side or the other side. You can adjust this model according to yourself. Friends, small tweaks can be made in this way. I deleted these by saying delete guide from edit. If these bother you, you can delete this part again with the eraser command. I'm cleaning it for the sake of cleanliness, friends. We have created a clean working style like this. Look, this is also like that, as you can see. There are errors in some places in the model. I will show them. We will detail this hidden lighting part in these sections. But look, here, this part needs to come like this and pass like this. I mean, it needs to come like this and pass like this. Let's do this part. I'm double clicking. So this part will be like this. I came here, friends. As you can see, let's connect this part like this. Let it be like this here. A part that turns and comes like this. Because there are the protrusions there. The offset command was taken in those parts. Let's turn around once. Let's take a look like this. Here, look, there's a part here too. This part here has turned a bit too much, but since we will add a spot there. So the places for the spot parts are actually left. It turned out nice. By adding these, we will do a nice operation. Friends, I'm not touching those parts because since I will add spotlighting here and here, I won't make any changes to this part for now. We can do something like this. We have a feature called recorded screen. Friends, for example, you do something like this. Look, normally you took this position camera. You placed it there. After placing it, the eye icon comes to the tip of the mouse. You turn like this. After turning, you see the room. After seeing the room, you press the lens icon here and change the value that says 35 to 45. It becomes a bit longer. Value, you get a little closer. If you want to see it like this, you can view the model like this. Look, I am setting up the camera here. You placed it here on the camera. Then, by pressing the plus icon in the scene section here, you create a scene here. The purpose of this is as follows. If the scene disappears and I click here, look, the scene returns to its original place, friends. Then in the first part, with the skirting board and the round corner here, we will ensure that these files, these columns, have a soft surface. Friends, there is an important part in them.